Sex, religion, politics. These are the three taboos that society has dictated should not be brought up in polite conversation. But what happens when one of these is discussed so little that incorrect information begins to crop up and be believed? I'm talking now about religion, and more specifically, my religion for the past 18 years of Christian Science. Today I'll be talking to you about some common misconceptions that people believe about Christian Science and attempting to clarify them by telling you what Christian Science really is and the truth about it. I'll also talk to you about how Christian Science started and who was the founder of it. Now, let's get started by talking about the common mistaken ideas about Christian Science. One of the most popular beliefs about Christian Science is a false one, that Scientology and Christian Science are the exact same thing. This is completely false, and Scientology has absolutely nothing in common with Christian Science, except for, of course, the name science. Another very common and very false confusion that people have about Christian Science is that Christian Science is a cult. Christian Science is a religion and is no more a cult than Catholicism, Judaism, or Islam, which is to say, not at all. Another extremely common misconception that's even gotten a lot of media attention is that Christian scientists mistrust and are forbidden to go to and don't even believe in doctors or medical treatments. This is extremely false. The Church does not forbid medical treatment, but many Christian scientists do choose on their own not to go to doctors and to trust Christian Science treatment and prayer for healing. Now that we've refuted some common mistaken beliefs about Christian Science, I'll replace those with the truth about what Christian Science actually is. What is Christian Science? Well, Mary Baker Eddy, in her textbook Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, says this: "Mortal existence is an enigma. Every day is a mystery. The testimony of the corporeal senses cannot inform us what is real and what is delusive, but the revelations of Christian Science unlock the treasures of truth." This is the goal of every Christian scientist, to discover what is the truth. Christian Science is a religion based on the principles that God is all and that God is perfect good. And based on this, if God is all and perfect good, there's no room left for evil or bad things to happen. And every Christian scientist makes it his or her goal to see past these false obstructions to the truth behind them. Now, it's also based on the divine laws of God that Christ Jesus used throughout his life and that Mary Baker Eddy rediscovered and published for us to use in modern day life. Now, I've mentioned Mary Baker Eddy several times now. So, who was Mary Baker Eddy, and how did she discover Christian Science? Mary Baker Eddy was the founder and discoverer of Christian Science. She was raised as a Christian in her family and learned to turn to the Bible whenever she was in trouble, which happened a lot because she was chronically ill as a child and up through adulthood. She sought, along with her family, many different remedies such as homeopathy, hydrotherapy, self-hypnosis, and nothing seemed to work. Then, when she grew up, she was still having this chronic illness, and she suffered a fatal, well, near fatal injury. She was told by the doctors there's no way they could do anything, and she wouldn't make it through. So as her last attempt, she turned to the Bible and started reading through Jesus' healings. And she thought, there's got to be something to these. There's got to be something in here that's going to work for everyone. And this led her to a revelation that led to Christian Science being discovered. This revelation healed her of her illnesses and her injury. And she later was perfectly fine to go around and heal others and teach them how to heal. In 1875, Mary Baker Eddy wrote and published Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures. as a textbook for Christian Science, as well as a biblical companion to go along with the Bible and never to replace it. In 1879, she founded the Church of Christ Scientist in Boston, Massachusetts. There are now 1,750 branch churches of this mother church in 80 countries around the world. By now, we've heard a lot about Christian Science, but there's still so much we haven't heard yet. Now, I've talked to you about common misconceptions, and I've talked to you about what Christian Science really is and the truths behind it, as well as Mary Baker Eddy and how she discovered and founded Christian Science. Now, if you want any further info, I have with me 30 copies of Science and Health, if anyone wants to take one and learn more about it. You can visit this website, christianscience.com, and I also have enough pamphlets for everyone to take just to get a more brief than Science and Health, but a good background of Christian Science. Because there is so much more for us to learn about Christian Science and how we can be able to heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons, and raise the dead. Matthew 10:8. Thank you.